Awesome. So we're going to pick this back up. Let me see, where did I stop? I think I already answered the question on how do you balance the need to promote yourself as a speaker. Yes, I did. The next one is, how do you measure the success of your speaking engagements and what metrics do you use to track your progress over time? Again, feedback. I mentioned this earlier. Feedback. The feedback you get is what you use to know if you're doing better, what you need to do better, the areas you need to improve on. So something I started doing after a while was to share a link. I didn't create one for this meetup, but was to share a link where members could actually fill in like a short feedback, like just your first name, email is optional, and the comments. That helps because not everybody is going to come and meet you or be able to come and meet you after your speaking engagement to reach out to you. Some people might plan to and forget. Now, how do you help those who forget? If there's a link where they can share a feedback, that makes it easier for them to reach out to you. And if there's also a link where they can contact you in your slide, that makes it easier for them to go back to the slide and reach out to you, as opposed to wondering, where can I get to reach out to this person again? So from all the feedbacks that you get, you can track, you can know if you're doing better, if you're improving, what you need to improve on, or the areas that people want to hear you speak about more. Because you can also add a question to say, what would you like to see me speak about? Maybe somebody knows you from somewhere and they're watching how you did a particular thing and they're interested in just that part. So that would allow them to be able to share that feedback with you. The next question says, how do you handle nerves or anxiety before speaking in front of an audience? And what techniques have you found to be effective in managing these feelings? Practice makes perfect. Now, I used to have this particular issue, a lot. My heartbeat would be going so high. And I would be sweating so much. You'd be wondering, like, wait, are you going to the guillotine or something? Why are you so anxious, or why are you so nervous? Now, what I found that worked for me over time is because I've done this repeatedly over and over and over again. I've gotten so comfortable in doing this that if you wake me up, Moses, let me let you know this. I actually woke up 30 minutes to this meetup, which is why I sent you that message to confirm the time that the event was going to be, because I woke up at 11:30 Nigerian time. And I thought the meetup was in the evening. I was like, wait, isn't this meetup in the afternoon? Right? So now if you wake me up from my sleep and tell me to come and speak on something that I've listed, that I said, these are the areas that I can speak on, I would deliver without issues. Why? Because I have done this over and over and over again. I have gotten familiar with the topics that I use WordPress daily in my workplace. So I'm daily troubleshooting WordPress issues. So if you wake me up, I can speak on any topic. So for you to get to that point, start practicing. And like I said, start with your local meetup group. Start from your local WordPress group. Start today. Tell Moses you want to, even if it's 15 minutes, like I said, it doesn't have to be a full-blown one hour. You could also invite your friends that you know that they're very good at a particular subject and make it a panel so that it's not just you. But the most important part is that you have to take action. You have to take that action. Nobody's going to take that action for you. Like I see people who are good and I go to meet them and tell them, I need you to speak on this topic. And they're telling me that, I'll think about it, or I'm not ready. At the end of the day, when they're ready, it won't be me going back to meet them to say, I want you to come and do this. They would be the one that would have to reach out to me, because I probably moved on to looking for other people that could share with my audience, right? They would be the one to reach out to say, so if you're not reaching out, nobody is going to be able to do that. Moses cannot know every single person and their expertise in the community. You should reach out to Moses and your other co-organizers and say, you know what, I think I want to speak about this topic. It's informal, right? Sometimes we even do rounds. We sit in a round. If it's a physical event, we sit in a round, round setup, right? Because we don't want people to feel like, no, there's somebody at the top that is speaking to everybody that is seated. No, we don't operate that kind of meetup. Everybody contributes, everybody engages. So I would say practice, please. Practice with your, and here's the thing, you don't have to practice with the community if you don't feel ready for it. You can practice in your home. Sit your people down and tell them, oh, I want to present this. I mean, that's what people tell us to do to kids today. You want something, present it. You should tell me why I should buy you that thing, right? You can also do that with your folks at home. Use them as your practice people. I'm pretty sure they won't take offense in that. You can also do that with your friends, by the way. How important is networking and building relationships within the WordPress community for somebody who wants to become a successful speaker? And what advice would you give to somebody who is looking to expand their network? So I already talked about this earlier as well. The easiest way, the most straightforward way is to give back to WordPress. Go to makeTheWordPress.org, sorry. Go to makeTheWordPress.org. Look at all the different ways you can contribute. Pick one, regardless of the area you work in life. I'm pretty sure there's a section there that you can give back to. Now, by doing that, you're going to be meeting other people in other parts of the world who are also good at a particular thing, right? You're networking already. You're building your own network of, I don't know what they call it. You're building your own network already. You're putting your name on the map. Nobody's going to do it for you, like I said. You have to do it by yourself. I always joke and say that there's hardly a WordPress community where you would mention my name and they'd be like, wait, I've heard about that person before in the WordPress community, right? It wasn't deliberate for me, but along the line, I saw the value in putting myself out there. In order for me to get to that point where I wanted, I needed to meet other people. And it's not just about networking, like what you call networking, like just making an acquaintance. No, make friends that would become friends for a lifetime along your journey. Make friends that you're genuinely interested in, because people can support from a distance if you're trying to network with them because you want to gain something from them. There's a difference. I mean, if I know somebody wants to gain, I won't invest that much time in that friendship, right? But if I know somebody genuinely cares about me, of course, it's a human nature. You would also want to give back the same energy that the person is giving into, that relationship. So it's very important, extremely important for you to do that. What are some of the current trends or development in the WordPress community do you think speakers should be paying attention to? And how do you see the role of speakers evolving in the future? So I think there was a similar question where it asked, how do you stay up to date? So for me, I subscribe to a lot of WordPress podcasts. There's this short ones, podcast stories. So when I'm working, I could just be playing the podcast and listening to somebody talking to another WordPress person from across the world. I also read like latest news, what is happening in WordPress. You can do that on WordPress.org as well, /news. What is happening in WordPress? What is new? Keep up with the updates. Like I said, if you already work with WordPress daily in your work, that wouldn't be difficult because you have to stay ahead of the curve, or you have to stay on top of the latest developments to be able to do better at your own workplace. So if you already work within the WordPress space or you work using WordPress daily, that would not be difficult for you to stay on top of the new trends and the new things that are coming. And how do I see the role of speakers evolving? I mean, this is me. I'm here in Nigeria and I'm speaking to the Masaka WordPress Meetup group in another time zone, right? I said earlier also that you don't have to limit yourself to speaking at WordPress meetups around you. You can reach out to WordPress London meetup, because I think I've spoken at their meetup before in the past. You can reach out to any meetup. In the process of contributing to WordPress, you're also building that network. And when you're building that network, those are people that would want to hear, no, this person, Moses is very good on this subject. Moses, how about you come share this with our WordPress meetup community? That's how it starts, right? So speaking engagements no longer have to be in person, thanks a lot to COVID. Not a funny issue, but thanks a lot to COVID. Speaking engagements can now also be virtual, and you can pass meaningful information virtually. You can do meaningful things virtually. And now with the advent of is it AI? But honestly, I find it difficult to keep up with new technologies. Is you're getting used to Instagram and then they tell you Snapchat is out. You're getting used to that and then they tell you TikTok is out. So I can imagine it's difficult or it's complicated to actually stay abreast and understand how all of this works. And now we have AI and we have people creating spaces. Like I think somebody sent me one recently. There's this Williams. He also contributes a lot to the African WordPress
Williams
community.
Jackson.
Yeah, he sent one recently. It was so I said, let me even go into and see. And I saw myself, a baby doll, walking inside his place and looking at. And it also said that I could create my own space. And I'm like, okay, I think I will come back and explore this data. I sent it to my daughter because I know she would like something like that. Like, yeah, you're always playing games. Go create a space for me to come play. So it literally means that you can put something. So you don't want to, if this is actually good because you can create a space to speak about a particular thing that you're good at in that multiverse and have people from, I don't know, anywhere interacting with you on there. So they're not seeing your face because I know a guy in our community that is always covering his face whenever we have meetups. You always find him wearing a mask, even before COVID ever happened. You would always find Precious wearing a mask. It's only recently we had a meetup this year because it's the one now in charge of the Lagos community, and it wasn't without a mask. I had to take a picture. I said, "I'm surprised. Were you shy? Why were you always wearing a mask?" Right? Mm-hmm. So, as a speaker, this is an opportunity for you to actually showcase yourself without putting your face to it. Of course, there should be a face. I always tell people, I feel better when I can put a face to a subject. I don't want to put a baby face. Yes, I can interact with the baby doll face inside the AI or whatever it is, but I need to also know the real face. So make sure the real face is somewhere people can see.
Yeah.
But that's I think that will be interesting to explore. Actually, I don't have time to explore that right now, but I'm pretty sure soon I will have time to actually explore that and how you can actually put your presentations on there. That would be interesting to see because you have a lot of people like strangers interacting with your topic. There's a lot of people in this world, even though it's a small world, right? So that was okay, yeah. So the next set of questions are literally the ones that I've addressed. Tell us a bit about yourself, background, and the WordPress community. I wouldn't want to waste time, but I have my WordPress origin story on my WordPress.org profile. Yeah. I'll share this slide though with you after the talk so you can share with everyone. I'll put all the links that I mentioned in there. If you go to profiles.wordpress.org/Maria Ojo, you would see my WordPress origin story there. What led me into WordPress and what got me to where I am today. How did I get started speaking? I already talked about this earlier. The fact that I was looking for people to share with, and I wasn't finding anyone. I was finding beginners, and then I had to start reading in depth. I mean, I only found maybe like 1 or 2 experts at that time. Benefits of speaking at WordPress events, how it has impacted my career. So let me tell you a story. There's this lady in our community, Olamide. She does YouTube videos a lot. I think she's currently in the UK taking a master's program. So she would often ask me, because she would cover our events, like she'd come and cover the events and then make it into YouTube videos. And she would also often ask me, Mary, what exactly, like all this work that you're doing, nobody's paying you, right? We've established that. I said, yes. And she said, what exactly are you getting out of it? Because if nobody's paying you and you're giving all your time and resources to creating, to hosting WordPress events, how are you getting, your own, what benefit comes to you? And I used to tell her then that I can't explain it. But there's a form of fulfillment that comes with engaging, giving back to the WordPress community. I can't explain it. So this was in the early days. In a few years, she walked up and she was like, Mary, I can see it. Didn't you just go somewhere to go and speak? Didn't you say yours paid for you to go and speak? Okay, now I can see the effects of all those things that you were doing. Right? Because you're putting yourself out there. You start getting, people know you. They know you by name. They know the things you can do and the things that you can't do in that industry, right?
Yeah.
You're building networks. that for me is the greatest. I always joke that, okay, my first remote job is actually my current job also, which is interesting because I don't think I would have gotten into the remote economy if I wasn't doing what I was doing in WordPress. I mean, I definitely would. I'll probably still be out there trying to look for an HR job or to look for an office suit and tie job, right? I would be doing that. I wouldn't be where I am today if not that I put myself out there and I started speaking at events. So that's for me, that covers that. So how do you prepare for a speaking engagement, and what advice would you give to somebody who is new? I've also mentioned this. Practice. Start from your local community. Start from your local. That's literally like the first place you start from. If you can't start from your family, from within your family. Sit everybody down on a Saturday and tell them you have something to share. Prepare a presentation. Let them be your first point of critique, so to say, and then take it up a notch by speaking in the WordPress community. Yes, I think I answered that. Practice makes perfect. Some of the challenges faced as a speaker, I think I already talked about that. How do you stay up there? I already talked about that. What advice should you give to somebody who's interested in speaking at WordPress events but is unsure what is that? I already talked about that. If you know something, share that one thing that you know, even if it's a 10-minute talk. Even if it is how to log into, do you know some people don't know how to log into a WordPress site? What if I tell you it was only this year that I discovered that you could put in a site address and put /admin and it will take you to the login page?
Yeah, very possible.
I did not know that. I would put WP-admin. Yes, I had no idea.
Oh.
I just discovered, yes, I'm telling you. I just discovered this year that if you do a /admin, it takes you to the login page. I previously thought if a WP was not, if I didn't even know. If you don't know, you don't know. So I would put the WP-admin instead of just putting /. I just discovered that this year. So if you are asking me, if you're saying you're unsure where to start from the one that you currently know.
Yeah.
You might think this is so simple. I think I like where I work a lot because there's this culture where we say there's no dumb question. No, there's no dumb question. Something that you think, but it's very easy now. It's very easy. You just do this and do that. What if it's very difficult to somebody else? Somebody else might be struggling. I know somebody that was struggling to join the make a WordPress Slack. It took us like 2 hours. It took us 2 hours to get him to create a Slack and do. So you can imagine something that I would do like in maybe 5 clicks and I'm there. It took me 2 hours via Facebook Messenger that year. The person had reached out to me via Facebook Messenger to ask how to join the WordPress Global Community Slack. So you might think, oh, what I know is so simple now. Everybody knows it, but no, that's not everybody knows it. And even if they do, a reminder would not hurt. So start from there. I think that I would wrap up my talk. Any questions, I'm happy to answer. Anything you think I didn't cover, Moses, I'm happy to answer. And I'm glad this is recorded because people can always sit back and watch afterwards. And if they have questions, they can always reach out to me via the link in the slide that I'll share with you.
All right, that's impressive. And I've learned that this is a great lesson to learn. I've learned that everyone has a unique experience and expertise, and sharing those expertise and experiences can help others learn and grow. And it's important to remember also that we all have something valuable to contribute, and that by sharing our knowledge and insights, we can make positive impact on those around us. Mary has just said she has just learned how to log into a WordPress dashboard. She didn't know that when you stroke, you put /WP login, it was taking you to the dashboard. So this is especially true in the WordPress community, where collaboration and knowledge sharing are central to its echo. So I encourage you to continue to share everything you have. We have learned that you can share anything you know. You may look at something small, you may say, no, this one can be. What you know may not be known by another person. So briefly, I'm going to request members, if you have a question feel free to unmute yourself and ask it. Yeah. Shafiq or Isaac. Any question? Any questions? Yes, members. I'm going to ask you to unmute yourselves. All right. If we don't have any question from the audience, just a little bit, let's give them like 30 seconds. If we don't get any question, then we can call it a day. So this meetup is recorded. We're going to share it, and yes, we're going to share it via our social media platforms. That is the Uganda WordPress Community Uganda on YouTube and other platforms. Yes, it seems we don't have any questions from the audience. Yes, thank you, Mary. That's all the time we have for today's event, and I want to thank Mary Job for joining us and sharing her valuable insights on public speaking in the WordPress community. So, as earlier mentioned, remember, if you want to become a successful public speaker, it's important to focus on practicing, developing your skills and understanding your audience and building relationships within the community. So with hard work and dedication, I believe everyone can become a confident speaker and effective speaker. So thank you so much again for joining us today. And we hope you found this discussion helpful. Those who have not been able to join us here, you can view the recording that we're going to share on our channels. Maybe, Mary, you have something to conclude with?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Like I said, if anybody asks questions after watching this video,
all right,
feel free to reach out to me via Twitter or by my mail.
Yeah, I'll be reaching out to you. I'll be reaching out to you about that PMP plugin. I would like to know how it works. And
okay.
Yeah, have a good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
enjoy your time.